With the arrival of Noita 1.0 came a large amount of new content. Along with all the new spells, secrets, and perks are many new alchemic and material interactions, allowing us to now create most of the magical liquids, among other more mundane substances. In my first 1.0 video, I showed how concentrated mana now converts metals to steam. What I didn't show was that this effect also works on metallic and robotic enemies, quickly dealing massive amounts of damage to them. Moreover, you can easily acquire an infinite amount of this stuff, since it converts water into more of itself, though be careful around the fish. Also be careful with invisibilium around water, since if you mix the two, you'll just end up with more water. Now, mixing acceleratium with the new levitatium potion combines their effects into hastium, which grants you super fast movement in all directions, making it one of the most useful magical liquids. But what if you can't find any levitatium? Well, you can pour flummuxium onto any metallic powder. I'm just using gold in this example to trigger everyone, such as copper, silver, etc., in order to make levitatium. But what if you need flummuxium? Well, you're in luck, because mixing worm pheromone and worm blood, interestingly enough, creates this liquid of confusion. Once you have some, you can also mix it with berserkium to make pheromone, which is a nice little commentary about how love can sometimes make you crazily angry or confused. See this frog right here? If it were to have an accident, you could pour some whiskey on it to make berserkium. Though it might be a little difficult to produce enough to effectively flask, you could easily just drink it straight from the ground. If there's a pool of supremely dangerous polymorphine in front of you, you could pour toxic sludge into it to convert it to the usually less dangerous chaotic polymorphine. Oil and flummuxium have an interesting effect when mixed with blood. They create unstable polymorphine. This has some interesting lore implications, since unstable poly will turn things only into hisi, lending credence to the theory that the alchemists created them, since we can find large quantities of this stuff in the new alchemy lab. Moving on, if you mix with slime any of the speed-increasing liquids such as levitatium, acceleratium, or hastium, you'll produce a violent, explosive reaction, as if the matter is confused whether to move fast or slow. Have you noticed that the Thunder Mage now has a chance to spawn in fungal caverns? The reason for this is probably because they bleed diamonds, and mixing diamonds with honey, which naturally occurs in this biome, will produce both purple poison and ambrosia. Unfortunately, though we can make all of these magical liquids, there's still no recipe to outright create teleportatium, though pouring some into whiskey will produce unstable teleportatium, which can then be changed back into normal telly by mixing it with slime. Finally, mixing either of these with fire will cause them to quickly evaporate, producing freezing vapor. As a bonus, some other reactions that exist. Spraying brine onto fire will produce salt, and spraying it onto lava will produce glowing matter. Pouring urine onto lava will produce fool's gold, mud, and toxic sludge make swamp. Sodium reacts violently with water, and burning powder quickly evaporates it, like a kiaskivi. There's no known use for some of these, except perhaps in lively concoction and alchemic precursor recipes. Speaking of which, we still have not figured out the new algorithm for determining these per seed, though people are working on that. So, at the moment, none of those alchemy recipe websites or mods are functioning properly. If, while playing, you encounter AP or LC, quickly take note of your seed and post it down below in the comments or on the Discord, since that'll help us more quickly figure out the new recipe algorithm. I didn't show some alchemic curiosities like void liquid or mystery fungus in this video, since I've already covered these in previous videos such as this one. However, as one final note, if you need to put out fire very quickly, slime does a very good job of it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time.